tenets that.
Well, we won't talk about all the what those tenets are, but it was evidence that by the school board members that we talked with, the superintendent, principals that told us no, there's no critical race theory in our schools. There it was. And since that time, we've found more evidence of critical race. And the latest thing that was so disturbing that we found just recently, because we've gone through almost 10,000 pages, and while we've eyeballed every page, there's still things that we're finding. But the latest thing that's happening in Fayetteville is the advanced placement program. And what's happened, a teacher, we got it was in the FOIA, this teacher voicing concern that what they're doing, and this goes back to what this gentleman says about trying to get equal outcomes. We know that there is disparity between races in our school in Fayetteville and the placement, the AP classes. And so we would all like to see that disparity be erased. But the way they're doing it now, this teacher was going, here we are. He said, I feel like that we are pulling these kids into the AP classes. And why? Because they don't feel like they've been, they don't have the background for it, and they don't feel comfortable in it. And so what we're doing is we're placing them in almost a position where they're either going to fail, or we're going to make it just something that doesn't really have the value. And it was very interesting when he said, our teachers are upset about this. They're concerned that we're doing a disservice to our kids. The question is, who are they thinking about? Are they thinking about the kids? No, they're thinking about their statistics and this disparity that has been identified. And instead of going to the root of solving that issue, now they're attacking the AP process, and that's not the answer. But that's one of the examples of how our children are being disturbed. It's all about our kids, and so that's just one of the examples. But critical race theory can be so deceptive. And there are many teachers I'm convinced, in our system right now that have bought into this system. They just don't know what it is. And it's important that we try to bring that education to them. And I think some of the school board members actually aren't really aware of it.
How did they get it what did you learn and how they get it into the individual buildings? Do they have captains?
Well, we have diversity champions, and what these diversity champions, they are educated about diversity and inclusion and equity, and so this is where, to me, as I read it, I thought this is indoctrination, because what they do is they take a group of teachers that are very gung-ho, because they say, who wants to work on this diversity plan with us? And those people raise their hand, and then they're trained. But first of all, before they're trained, they are assessed. And this assessment tells them where they are on this spectrum of, like I said, of what actually is racism. And so they train these teachers to be equity champions, to go back into their schools and to start identifying those areas in their schools that are not equitable. Is that teacher in that classroom equitable? Is the way she's teaching equitable? What does that sound like to you? And so it is indoctrination. And many of these people are so well-meaning. They love kids. They want to provide the best education. This is not it, though. This is not it, and it needs to be identified, and everybody needs to become aware of it. It needs to be transparent.
Yeah, and then they have a rewards program. They reward the teachers that are the champions of this. You see, so what does that do to the folks who aren't the champions, who don't want to be assessed, wait,